I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about speech and language development in your child. Many parents are concerned about their children's speech and language development, and in fact, about 80% of children who go to early intervention services have needs in the area of speech and language. What I wanted to do today was tell you a little bit about how the brain learns language, and therefore what you can do to support your child. What we've come to learn is that the brain has areas that are somewhat specialized for language development, but these areas are not set or fixed at birth. Rather, it appears that they are organized to learn language by the very exposure to language itself. That is, as if the brain is not hardwired for language, but becomes softwired or programmed for language. And it's the act of listening and then speaking that helps that program take hold. Now, the very first thing you can do is provide a rich and loving home life. It turns out that children aren't very good at learning language from the television or from the radio. They need to be involved with people to learn language. That can be with adults, you, your family, teachers, and also with other children. It's hearing language that helps them learn the language that they need to learn. A second thing that you can do is to make sure that there's a lot of language in the environment. So you can be saying all sorts of things as you're taking care of everyday activities. You can be describing what you're cooking and how you fold the clothes. You can be talking about the things that you see as you drive in the car. For the child to hear that language and not lots of competing sounds, what you need to do is turn off the radio and turn off the television. It makes it far easier for the child to focus on a person if there aren't competing auditory stimuli. Another thing that's very helpful for teaching a child language is to do what's called child-directed speech. And that is to provide the words and sentences that fit what the child is already doing. So let's imagine that the child is playing with a truck. What you could say is, "Oh, what do you have there?" Wait and give him a chance to answer. So he may say something like "truck," because he's still very little. Your job then is to build on what he says. So you can say things like, "You're right. You're playing with a truck. It's a big truck. It's a red truck. What are you doing with the truck?" That gives him a second chance to come back in conversation. He can say, "Vroom, vroom." Then you build on that. You're making the truck drive. You're making it go vroom, vroom. And in each way, you're building on what the child says. You know he's interested, so his mind is on the topic of the conversation, and you keep scaffolding him to more mature forms of the language. Now, some parents are very tempted to correct their child. So let's say the child says, "me toy." The temptation is to say, "No, not me toy, my toy." But just listen what happens. If you say, "not me toy," you've reinforced the very thing that you don't want the child to say. It would be much better to just go forth with the conversation without any correction and give the child the correct form. "That is your toy. It's my pleasure to see you playing with your toy. My toy is this one." So giving the child the correct examples rather than correcting the child's example is a much better way to go. And finally, just giving the child exposure to lots and lots of words, a big vocabulary, is very helpful. And then when the child comes to need those words, someplace in that self-organizing mind, he or she may just be able to find the word she needs. I think with those little cues, you can be extremely helpful to your child and enjoy your child's language development. Thanks.